Okay, today we are playing a game on Numbani. The average SR of this game was 2,106, and we will be playing about 10 seconds of Orisa before changing to Tracer for the rest of the game. And our current team composition is truly awful, but more specifically, it's Orisa, Torbjorn, Symmetra, Hanzo, Genji, and Ana. So it's a complete travesty. It's one for the record books to be sure, and basically we have to burn the whole thing down and start again. I don't think you have to work too hard to imagine a better team composition. So we're just gonna start the game. So we're defending on Numbani. We're starting out as Orisa, but that doesn't stay very long. We are still on X2 speed because I'm very professional. Okay. So we arrived a little late, but this is Numbani, so it takes the enemy team a while to get here as well. Our team, standing not where we want them to be standing. We're typing out an entire essay right here. Sorry, they still haven't arrived. So we've lost Ana. Now this is terrible news, of course, because Ana's our only healer. So we're not looking good. Now Genji's dead. We're kind of not really shooting anything. Soldiers sitting down there, just shooting directly up at us, right underneath our shield, and we never even noticed him. A lot of truly terribleness happened in these few seconds, but we're going to change to Tracer now. And we're typing right here, so this leads to us not catching this spawn in time. And now you're going to see one of the most flagrant misuses of company resources I've ever seen in my entire life. We're going to walk all the way back to the other spawn. You could have thrown yourself off the edge of the map outside of where you spawned to the left, and you would have saved like 30 seconds. Ana must be like, what the fuck is Orisa doing all the way back here? Then we think about coming back after going through the journey of 1,000 miles. Now we're finally back here. We're changing to Tracer. And now we have to get back again. So the entire street phase is already gone. It's been... I actually can't believe that you walked all the way back to the spawn to change. Either, go and fight until you die, or just throw yourself off the map, dude. Come on. I couldn't believe it when I saw that. So, this is all gone. It's all gone. We missed the entire street phase on Numbani. So we just jump directly on to the payload without even, looking down over the edge first to see what we see. And first off, the whole team is going to be pretty grouped up together right now because they just took this checkpoint. Look over the edge and see what's going on down here, because you gotta, look and see what you're gonna try and do. We just land directly on the payload, right next to their tanks, and start shooting at the tanks, because we're like, oh, I guess we're here, so that's what we're gonna shoot at. Look before you leap, basically. So, ultimate's happening over there, Farah showing us how incredible Barrage is and not actually killing anybody with Barrage. So, we want this Ana. We very much want this Ana, but she's right next to the two tanks, so we don't get to really just go up and try and kill the Ana. Ana's now dead. Everyone else on their team is dead. It's just these two tanks. D.Va is, wasting her ultimate, which is great news for us. Why did we use recall? Because we're, low HP. This is not a time that you need to use recall in, because you're not being immediately threatened with death. So, you've got 3 blinks right now, as well. So, we're not doing a very good job of staying, mobile and being hard to hit. Not that these people are, D.Va's just gonna spread in our area. So we're just sort of sitting around with full blinks. You don't need a recall here, though, because you're not immediately threatened. None of these people are gonna, immediately one-shot you. Ana might if she throws a grenade at you, but you should have time to dodge that on reaction. You can go and pick up a health kit instead. You've got 3 blinks. You can just leave. You don't need to use recall. if you don't have to use recall, you don't use recall because it's a really long cooldown. And when recall is on cooldown, it makes it a lot harder to go in aggressively because of the risk of dying. So you can, like, blink over here, or you'd blink more, like, around the backside into this building and pick up the health kit. You can blink into the staircase over there and pick up a health kit, and you'd be full health. You don't need to use recall here, because you're not in danger of getting one shot suddenly from the 3 people you were looking at. Now, because recall is on cooldown, we don't have any recourse when we suddenly get, really suddenly start dying. So we're looking at Reinhardt right now. D.Va just used her ult, so Baby D.Va's we want to try and kill Baby D.Va before she can call another mech, because we're in a position where that exploding is not going to be any kind of threat to us. So rather than focus on him, we want to focus on D.Va so we can stop her from getting in another mech. And then, by the time we even, realize D.Va's around, it's already too late, because we also already used recall, and now we're dead, and we feel very silly indeed. So as you can see, our team is still rather terrible. We are now a full DPS squad with 2 supports, which, it works more frequently than you'd expect. Team comp is, less important than people playing heroes they're good at, generally. There are exceptions to this, but generally. So Hanzo's using Dragon Strike, and that's already killed Mercy, so that's great for us. We don't have to worry about it. So we drill into the soldier real good right there, but he's being healed by Ana, so we can't really kill him. We want to try and kill this Ana. We're not doing a good job of staying mobile right now. We're sitting on full blinks, the entire time that this is happening. Be blinking around. There's this rhythm to Tracer where you want to use blink while you're reloading, because the idea is you shoot for about a second, and then it takes you about a second to reload as well. This is not an exact number. That's why I said about. But the idea is you drill into them for about a second, then you're reloading. You can't do anything while you're reloading because you're reloading. So you blink while you're reloading, and that just helps you keep mobile, and you're doing something during this period of downtime. So, while you're reloading, you want to be, blinking around, staying mobile. We're making it really easy for the enemy team to hit us because we're not taking advantage of why Tracer is good. Tracer is good because she's really mobile. We're just walking around everywhere right now, which is making it really easy for us to get killed. Another thing, you've got Pulse Bomb right now. Just, blink up to this lady and just, push it directly onto her face. Because you want to use Pulse Bomb as soon as you can, and you usually just use it to pick off a squishy or 2 right at the, during a fight. Just, blink up to her, stick it on her face, and then, assuming you stick her, go over to Soldier and start fighting him again. And if you don't stick the Ana, then you try and kill the Ana still. But we're just walking around. We're not taking advantage of why Tracer is a strong hero, which is blinking around, high mobility, high damage. So as we can see, things are going rather terribly out here. Soldier is dead. So if we Soldier has killed everyone. Soldier himself is not dead. He has killed everyone. So if we execute that thing that went on over there a little bit better, maybe this doesn't happen because we've killed Ana and Soldier, or at least just maybe Soldier doesn't go in if Ana's dead, We could have probably prevented this from happening. Instead, we come up and stick the Reinhardt, but then we get killed because all their team's still there. Reinhardt just gets rezzed because Mercy's back now. Things are not exactly looking good. Oh, nobody's touching the point, though, apparently, so we get to come back again. D.Va just lost her mech. D.Va's now dead, and we got the kill, even though we did barely any of the damage to her. We can hear Doomfist flying around doing his thing, so Doomfist is very scary. To Tracer. This is going to be less true in the near future, because they're on the PTR right now. They have drastically reduced the hitbox on Doomfist's punch. So, Doomfist is probably going to be a lot less consistent against Tracer in the near future. But at the time of speaking, Doomfist is very annoying for us, so we've got to be careful of dodging his fist. I mean, you have to do that anyway, but it's going to be a lot harder for him to hit Tracer in the near future, because I've seen a comparison, his hitbox is significantly smaller. So, we've managed to miraculously hold on to the point. Hanzo's using his Dragon Strike again. We blink through, we know roughly where Mercy is, and we try to get her, but she's gotten away from us. Why do we use Recall right here? Because we hear Doomfist. I guess it's because we hear Doomfist shouting Rising Uppercut behind us. bit of an overuse. Like, turn around and, like, dodge if you think he's coming for you, basically. Or just, like, blink, and you'll probably dodge him just, like, accidentally. So, as soon as, like, Mercy dashes away from us, this is where we change to Anna immediately, because Mercy is now way far away from us, but Anna is all by her lonesome right at the back of the pack right now. So as soon as she gets away, you're like, fuck it, she's far away and hard to kill now, so I'll just kill this one who's all by her lonesome and very easy to kill. Generally, I mean, Anna can actually be very annoying to kill as Tracer, but the Anna has to actually be decent. And we're in gold SR right now, so, you know, so we dodged Doomfist's punch, and now we don't really have to be scared of Doomfist at all anymore. We play scared of Doomfist still, because we're staying real far away from him. As soon as you do this, he's no threat to you anymore. He's not gonna kill you anymore. You can just now blink. Now you blink more aggressively onto this dude. You blink like, well, you drill into the dude, but then as soon as you're reloading, you blink like diagonally onto that guy, and then you finish him off. Right there, while you're reloading, blink forward and keep killing him. We don't play it aggressively enough, and he's got just enough time to get his charge off cooldown and kill us. Like, as soon as his punch is on cooldown, he's no threat to you anymore. He is, but it's gonna be really hard for him to kill you at that point, so you can play way more aggressively. So, Doomfist still here. Doomfist did kill several people, like he killed Zenyatta right there. He killed someone else, so maybe if we've killed Doomfist, we're not in this position to begin with. Oh shit, now we're fucking dead. This will come as no great surprise to you, given how long this game also is. We don't hold on to this point, but we're gonna play a few rounds back and forth. We go 4 rounds. So as we can see now, everyone's real salty. Everybody's salty. Everybody's throwing their salt all over the place, which is always very conducive to a team morale. So May has just walled us off, which is indeed truly inconvenient, but whatever. Now, this is not a really good way to go as Tracer on this map, because this is the route where the most people are gonna be. And assuming, like, your team comes up here as well, and, like, you do the general thing where, like, your whole team comes up here, and you do the thing where you stand in the doorway shooting back and forth at each other, that ain't what you want to do as Tracer. You can't, like, blink forward aggressively, because you'll just get shredded going through the doorway, assuming your team's fighting up here. And if your team's not up here, the enemy team is probably all over there, because that's the default position you stand in. So you don't really want to come up the staircase as Tracer. You want to go underneath or around the very left-hand side, so you can try and get behind them. Underneath, I find, is generally easier, because people tend to be watching this direction more closely, because they can watch it easily from up here. So I find going underneath is a lot easier as Tracer. Genji in general, flankers generally. Going underneath is easier. So we recall right there for no reason. Like, we're at 71 hit points, so I guess we use it to heal. There's no reason to do this. We can blink backwards and pick up the large health kit that's behind us. You don't use recall just to heal, unless you, like, are in the middle of a fight, obviously. If, like, you're not at immediate risk and you can just get to a health kit, just go get a health kit. This is a really long cooldown, and now doing what we're doing here is really scary, because we don't have the safety net of recall to fall back on. So now that this is happening, we've just been punched in the face by Reinhardt, and that's really scary, and now we blink away to get the health kit. Whereas if you're gonna get smacked in the face by Reinhardt, you don't want to then have to just blink through the entire team. You want to just be able to recall and recover the health. So here we find Mercy all by her lonesome, and she kind of starts isolating herself, but then she gets away, but then she flies into the Symmetra that we now have, and she's dead. However, most of our team also currently dead. We can try harder to get this Diva right here, because, like, Reinhardt's there. We actually get smacked by something and drop down to 76. That doesn't actually kill you. Like, we can try a little harder to kill this lady, because we do still have recall, so you can try a little harder to kill her and then recall before you get smacked in the face. But instead we blink forward. Now we've got Pulse Bomb built up, and we want to use this Pulse Bomb. Try not to stick tanks unless you know you're going to kill the dude, because this guy comes, like, kind of close to not actually dying. And there's still a support over here that you could have stuck the entire time. Try not to stick tanks if possible. You want to stick like this lady, and maybe you get her and Soldier. Whereas if you stick a tank, there's no guarantee you're going to kill the tank. Unless it's an Orisa who is at half HP, in which case you kill her even through Fortify, or Zarya with no bubble and 300 HP. It's hard to kill the other tanks because they are quite healthy and have some armor to cushion the blow a little bit more. Only by 5, but still. So we've gotten this point, as you may have noticed. Things are going a lot better than expected right here. So this is target prioritization. We started like shooting into the back of this Reinhardt. We've known that Mercy is over here the entire time because we've seen the big beacon of Mercy. So we want to go and get her instead. We don't want to shoot into that dude. We realize too late, and she already gets the res off. Then she comes and stands perfectly still in the bush and lets us get most of her HP down. Good times. These fools ain't gonna make it. Now they're all dead because Symmetra's been in here microwaving people. Everything went a lot better than expected, didn't it? And as you can see, it's gonna continue to go a lot better than expected. So we're kind of low HP, but the payload can heal us up. We don't have to worry about it because they now have to walk all the way back from the second spawn. We are 2 HP away from full HP, which is very upsetting to me, but 2 HP is very unlikely to be the difference, so. Don't just, like, jump down on this dude and start shooting him. Because, like, the reason you would shoot this Reinhardt is because you're just trying to bully somebody to fill space to build up your ultimate. You've already basically got your ultimate, so you don't need to, like, farm your ultimate off this dude, and you're in, like, a good position. You can just hang out on this balcony a little more and then try and find somebody else. Like, Mercy comes out of the doorway. So if we're just hanging out on the balcony, we can just, like, jump down on Mercy's face and then kill her instead. Instead, we jump down here, start drilling into the Reinhardt, but then we give ourselves away to everybody. And now it's a lot harder for us to do this, and we have to use our recall to get away. Now it's really scary to do this because we don't have our recall anymore. Now we just got smacked in the face right there. Now this is all very scary. We can't recall to save ourselves. However, we are also occupying a lot of the enemy team's time right now because we've been occupying Reinhardt and Mercy, and Anna's just kind of like been here incidentally. This is obviously a very bad use of company resources. Like, this dude's not ever going to do anything to anybody with that nano boost, so we're glad she did that. There's a Pharah up here now. She's dead, so we don't have to worry about it. We are walking around and not full HP, so we could have just, like, hung out over near the payload to heal up instead, because, you know, like, going forward's a little scary at 75 hit points. So you give yourself away here, and there's no reason to do so because you have Pulse Bomb. So you come out this doorway and you think to yourself, this is what I think to myself, so this is what you should think to yourself. You should think to yourself, these fools ain't looking at me. They ain't got no clue I'm here. Right now, you can just, like, go up on this Mercy, and she's gonna go in a real predictable path because she doesn't know where you are, and she's opting to glide across the sky as well instead of walking. So she's going on a really predictable arc right now. You give yourself away real early, you could have just blinked up to this lady, stuck her, and then gone on to proceed to fight these people instead. Or just, like, back out as well. Now we've been tranked and we're gonna die. There's no need to give yourself away so early. You've got Pulse Bomb, or even if you didn't have Pulse Bomb, there's no reason to shoot at them from so far away because you want to be closer to people to actually do damage to them. So don't get too excited and start shooting at them as soon as you see them. If they don't know you're there, that's your opportunity to get closer to them and stick them or just, like, bore into their fucking skull. So, this dude, here's the thing with what this dude's doing. This soldier has clearly just gone on a very magical journey to get here to begin with, so that means he's got Tac Visor because there'd be no other reason for him to be all the way back here. A soldier doesn't flank unless he has Tac Visor. I don't really think you should do that anyway, but I mean, if a soldier's flanking, it's because he has Tac Visor. We still got Pulse Bomb. I would just blink up and try and stick this dude in the face to stop him from using Tac Visor behind our team. Right there, you can try and stick him while you're in his face, and then recall back, and even if you don't stick him, probably kill him anyway, because he's, like, right on top of you. He does go on to kill 2 people and almost us before we kill him. If we're a little bit more decisive in using our Pulse Bomb, we can probably stop this whole thing from happening. You want to use Pulse Bomb as quickly as possible. It's one of those ultimates. It builds real fast because Tracer does, like, a lot of damage. You get on people and you can bully tanks if you need to build it up. It builds real fucking fast. It's one of those ultimates that when you see Tracer, you should just assume she has Pulse Bomb, usually. Unless you just saw her use it, obviously. You want to use it as quickly as possible. You want to just use it to pick somebody off, because that's the entire point of Tracer. Tracer is very aggressive, and the entire point is to be back there fucking with people, drawing attention, and picking people off. She's really good at doing it because she does a lot of damage, and she's really annoying to kill. She is regarded as having no actual counter. Like, McCree and Doomfist are like the best we got. Doomfist is about to get a lot worse. So it's like McCree and Doomfist are the best we got. They aren't really counters to Tracer. It's very skill-based. So the entire point is to just be back there fucking with people as much as possible and picking people off. So when you got Pulse Bomb, you are looking to pick somebody off with it. Even if it's just one, that's fine. You just blink up on a support and pick them off with it, that's a perfectly fine use of it. Even if it's like you're gonna stick Zenyatta and you think he might have Transcendence, you trade Pulse Bomb for Transcendence, that's a great trade. Because it'll take him longer to build a Transcendence than it'll take you to build another Pulse Bomb. And if you force the support to use an ultimate in a way they don't want to, that's a good use of your ultimate. Still. So, there goes Tracer. Tracer saw us that time, so we just narrowly missed the Ana with that bomb, which is very unfortunate. We still get to just pick her off, though. Reinhardt here, what's he even doing? What's this clown thinking, trying to run down this Tracer? All he's done is get kited and killed. They do have a Winston, which is very inconvenient for us. We don't have to actually be scared. Here we just don't recall soon enough. We had it up, right? Like, yeah, we had recall. Here we just don't recall soon enough. And we get killed. And that feels really bad, man. We don't have to actually worry about, like, Winston killing us, because Winston doesn't counter Tracer because he kills Tracer. It's very stacked in your favor. It just is inconvenient because he can zone you off of the backline. However, we now have shield generator HP, so we actually have 225 HP. Tracer is unbelievably overpowered when she has armor or shield generator HP, because the only thing that Tracer has holding her back from being the best hero in the game is, which some people would say she is anyway, but the only thing holding her back from being, like, objectively the best hero in the game is she has very few hit points, so she's quite easy to kill if played wrong or the enemy team plays well. If you've got 225 hit points, Tracer is incredibly overpowered. There was a point when Torbjorn, when they first put the change in, the Torbjorn builds up scrap passively. You could build it up during the prep time initially, and then they stopped that. I don't know if that was a bug or if it was just like they didn't think that one through. I was like, if you can build up scrap during the prep time and just put an armor pack on the Tracer and the Genji right at the start of the game, that would be unbelievably overpowered, and then Torbjorn would be like the best support in the game because you would make Tracer and Genji unstoppable. It would have been absolutely terrible, and it's a good thing that didn't actually happen. So we found Mercy. Mercy is trying to get away from us. She is very low HP right now. That was your opportunity to reload during some downtime, because you have 8 bullets left right now, and then we blink up on her and we have to immediately reload. Oh no, we didn't get killed while we were down on the ground. Good times. Genji came in with Dragon Blade. He finished off the Mercy. We could have, like, executed that better and killed the Mercy ourselves, but the Mercy is dead now, either way. And here, we want to be just getting away from this situation, like, as quickly as possible. We don't want to go anywhere near this area right now, because a nano-boosted Winston will kill you, because that suddenly is doing quite a bit more damage. And there's other people there to help him. We don't even want to go in while that's happening. So, knees weak, arms are heavy, Junkrat primed and ready, which is very exciting, obviously. We love Junkrat round here, he's just the best. So here comes their Tracer, and she forces us to use our recall, which is very unfortunate. She shouldn't really get to do this, like, we could have blinked and made this more difficult for her. Instead, we're just, like, path on a really predictable arc, which makes it easy for her to track us. We blink forward, try and stick the Mercy, do not stick the Mercy, very unfortunate. We can't keep going in, really, because our recall is down, and we're low HP while this is happening. And we blink right into the Reinhardt, but the Reinhardt doesn't react in time to kill us, so we get away with it. We can't really go further in that situation. And then we don't know he's coming. We get bonked in the face. We at least killed Anna. So our team, they get to do some pushing. Do we win here? Yeah. Just shoots the Tracer to death as Reaper. How fucking sad is that? So, we keep playing Tracer. So we are attacking Objective A currently because we have less time than them, so we attack first. I will spoil it for you now. Neither team fully captures point A because this is the second round on Nimbani. This is not what we want to do because, like, you expect to get into one of those battles at the top of the staircase. So all the reasons we previously covered, we do not want to come up this way because this is not why you play Tracer. You do not want to get into this kind of tussle as Tracer. There is this thing where, like, you see Tracer players and they're just kind of like standing with their front line, like shooting into their front line. Like, at that point, you're just basically playing a worse Soldier or McCree. The whole point of Tracer is to get round people and flank the backside. It's not to, like, stand and shoot from your front line. So we don't want to ever be up in that area generally. So we're like hesitant to go in right now, and there isn't too much reason for us to be because these people are not going to kill you very quickly and you have recall up right now. As soon as you see Mercy go into this room, you blink in there and you start pressuring that Mercy, and hopefully you kill the Mercy. If you don't kill the Mercy, you at least force her to leave this room, in which case you're forcing her into more danger. There's nothing for you to be scared over here. They're not going to kill you immediately, unless Anna gets a trank on you, but I believe her trank is down right now. And you've got recall, so you're super safe. You just, like, go in immediately on this lady. Don't even think about it. Just, like, get in on just get in there and start pressuring the Mercy, because these people cannot kill you quickly. If the enemy team doesn't have a McCree or a Doomfist, you have, like, a lot more leeway to just go in there and be aggressive when you have recall up, because if you can't be CC'd in place, it's harder to kill you suddenly. You have to be a little wary if they have a Soldier, because, as well, because getting hit by Helix Rocket is most of a kill on you. So you have to be careful that you don't just get, like, spiked to death. So, do we not have a healer? Is that why we decided to do that? Because if we have a healer, there was no reason for us to just sit in there and wait for the health kit to respawn from, like, full. If we don't have a healer, there's still no reason to do that, really, because we could have just gone to another health kit and it would have been fat. Like, we could have gone to the health kit over there, and that would have saved time over waiting for, like, the full respawn of that health kit. So this is, spoiler warning, this is as far as we get, as far as capturing this point goes. I think we actually get up to, like, 50%. We get up to, like, 50-something, I'm pretty sure, rather than just barely not 50. It's the second wave on Nimbani, so it often comes down to, and that's very unfortunate. We don't even, like, know she's coming. Oh god, we get up just in time to recall. Very scary, though, obviously. So, as we can see, things are not going very well right now. I have to assume the major reason this is happening, because we didn't see a lot of what happened before we got back out here, after waiting for the health kit. Our team, like, has no staying power because we had no support, so I'm guessing the reason that this is all suddenly fell apart is because our team just got picked down before we actually came back out here, and then, you know, all the general stuff that usually happens when you have no healer happened. So Reinhardt's really upset about that one, isn't he? Let's watch that one again. I've been there. I've been that dude. Never on a Widowmaker before have I been in that situation, but I've been in, like, a similar situation to that one before. Now, our team does get back quite quickly, though, so we got that going for us, which is nice. However, we just saw our team get absolutely fucking slam dunked, so we did not make it back in time to touch the point. So now we have to defend on Nimbani, and we have to stop them from getting to 50%. As you can see, our team is still terrible, and we still have no healer. We are playing Tracer, so we don't have to worry about that. We are currently hiding in a shrubbery. This is very cheesy indeed. And we are now sneaky. And we give ourselves away so early. Like, you go in for this cheese strat, and then, like, as soon as you see the Winston, you just shoot into his back and give yourself away. The whole point of doing this is you can bide your time for the perfect pick on a support. Fortunately, Winston doesn't even, like, seem to realize what's happening, and he just kind of leaves, but you give yourself away so early. Like, the whole point of doing that is to wait to get, like, the perfect pick on someone, not give yourself away to their tank as soon as possible. So, that's all very spooky, and we recall out of that one because we're very scared about that situation. Oh, we killed her real good. She's upset about that one. Now we can pick up this health kit. Fortunately, it doesn't matter if you don't have a healer as Tracer, because you are typically not getting healed unless you have a Zenyatta, because you are usually out of line of sight of most people. So we can just, like, blink around and pick up health kits and, like, recall and stuff like that. So it doesn't really affect us that we don't have a healer. That's the cool thing about Tracer. You are the most independent hero in the game. You, like, don't care what your team comp is. You kind of care if you have a Zarya. Now, this is not like a battle we want to be involved in, because, like, Tracer versus Tracer is just generally a massive waste of time. So, like, don't even buy into that one. The only things you kind of worry about having on your team are Zarya and a Zenyatta, because Zenyatta supports you out of line of sight, and you want to combo Pulse Bomb and Graviton. But aside from that, like, it really doesn't matter what our team comp is. So, their Tracer has killed our Teleporter, which is truly upsetting indeed, but it's all going terribly well out here right now. Enemy team seems to be rather tilted, because, like, there should be no reason this is happening. My guess is that they, lost the first push to our team, and then they were like, they have no healer and a fucking Bastion, and you guys can't do this? Come on! And then it all is downhill from there, because as we know, the first team to tilt in Overwatch is the team that loses. Even though we actually tilted earlier. So, you know, this is not... We still don't want to be involved in that whole situation. It's just generally a massive waste of time for all parties involved. Very easily turn into weighted companion Tracers. So we've gone, like, a real long way around, partly just because we were looking for a health kit. So, you know, fair enough. Again, we come up and stick the tank. We could have stuck this lady instead and just, like, guaranteed kill her before she can do anything. And it's really scary to stick a Winston, because Winston can have Primal Rage. D.Va, like, it's only half of her mech, so that's, like, way, way crazy. You want to stick squishy people. You don't want to stick a tank unless you have to. We don't manage to get this lady before she gets back into her mech, which is very unfortunate indeed. Fortunately, they are trickling in at us as well, which is also making it quite easy for us. They have Lucio now, which is quite inconvenient to kill his Tracer. We have now being damage boosted by the Bongo, which is excellent news because Tracer already does a lot of damage, and now you do 50% more damage. As you can see, we're going to win this game even though we had no right to do so. Over here, like, just honestly blink up and stick this lady, like, as soon as you see her. We basically just bully her all the way back, so it ends up being basically the same thing, but just, like, blink up and stick that lady so that she can't, like, even try anything. Winston was off tasing the teleporter, it seems, so he didn't touch the point, which is excellent news for us. Don't tilt equals win game, but we tilted crazy hard earlier. It's true information. If you don't tilt, it's all good. But we tilted, so I don't know if we're in any position to say much. So here we see Hanzo earning play of the game. Didn't even see Mercy. Oh, they're upsetting. Oh my goodness. Alright, so in your email, you said you were specifically looking for feedback on am I where I should be to have the most impact, and did I pick the target to have the most impact? Generally in the correct place, except for the few times we talked about where we're, like, going up the staircase. Target prioritization is, like, generally okay, barring the examples we talked about where, like, didn't change to the Mercy quickly enough. We're, like, trying to kill somebody. We were, like, trying to kill Mercy over Anna at one point when Mercy got away from us. That, you know, that kind of thing. Generally fine, though. We're, like, focusing the supports most of the time, which is the entire point, generally, as Tracer. It seems more, the main issue I see is not knowing when to be aggressive and when to be passive. Because okay, so let's take this back a step first. So one issue, we recall, like, too early in a lot of situations, or when we just don't need to, because we're not actually at threat of dying, and we could just blink and pick up a health kit. So be slightly more frugal with how you use recall. If you think you're gonna die, you should still use it, because when in doubt, recall out. But if you look around and you see, like, a D.Va and an Ana are the things that are, like, threatening to you, they are probably not gonna spike you to death, so you don't need to use recall. You can just blink and pick up a health kit if you're in a situation similar to that. So there's that. And then the other thing is not knowing when to be aggressive and when not to be aggressive. Like the Doomfist, we could be more aggressive on that dude, but we don't play it as aggressively as we could. As a result, we don't kill him, and he actually ends up killing us. When we see Soldier coming up to flank us from behind, we should go way more aggressive to stop him from using his attack visor, because he's, like, clearly getting in position to use that. And then we're too aggressive when we don't have recall, because we've, like, used it poorly, or we just use it or whatever, and then we're deciding to play aggressive when it's down. It's really scary to play aggressively when you don't have recall, because that's your safety net. You can very easily suddenly die if you don't have recall, and there is not always something you can do about it, because sometimes blinking is just not enough. So when recall is on cooldown, you have to play more passively. Then there's the other thing, where the other issue is we are not generally staying very mobile and taking advantage of why Tracer is strong, which is our high mobility. We spend a lot of time just walking around in the fights rather than blinking around and staying mobile, which we talked about, though, like, you know, blinking while reloading thing. So there's that, and then there was another one. Yes, when you have Pulse Bomb, you should just be looking to use it as quickly as possible. We are holding Pulse Bomb for a very long time, and it is one of those ultimates where as soon as you have it, you are looking to use it as quickly as possible, because it is a very easy pick on somebody. I won't say it's like a guaranteed pick, but it is pretty close to a guaranteed pick once you get used to using it more. So when you've got your ultimate, you are looking to use that baby as quickly as possible. Even if you have to, like, triple blink forward and recall out to use it, whatever, you're still just looking to use the Pulse Bomb as quickly as possible, because you want to pick somebody off with it, and start working on your next Pulse Bomb so you can pick somebody else off with that. Because every time you have your ultimate, you should just basically be like, this is like an 80% chance of picking somebody off, assuming I, like, play it correctly. So those are all the things that stood out to me the most in this game. So thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video helpful.